Hello, this is Barry Nirmal. Please subscribe to my channel by clicking on the subscribe link below. Hello friends, in this video I will tell you the extraordinary story of a famous British spy called Stakeknife who died last year. He was a top spy working for the British military intelligence inside the IRA. He was at the very top of IRA and hobnobbed with top leaders like Martin McGuinness and Gerry Adams. He was the senior member of Internal Security Unit, or ISU, of IRA. Though he was himself a British agent, his job was to investigate suspected British informers. This unit is reported to have killed 70 suspected British agents, and Stakeknife was linked to 18 of these murders. So if this man's actions resulted in so many murders of British informers, why did the British military not stop him? The reason is that in the British mind, his role within the IRA was of such great importance that 18 murders of their own agents attributed to him was peanuts. In Belfast, various Republicans and British sources claim that Stakeknife, alongside other intelligence operations, had a significant impact. Estimates suggest that the intelligence services prevented 8 out of every 10 Belfast IRA attacks by the 1990s. He worked for the British intelligence unit called FRU. The former FRU agent with pseudonym Ingram has alleged that Scap, that was his name, Scap, disclosed information to British intelligence on IRA operations such as the following. IRA members involved in the kidnapping of wealthy Irish supermarket magnate Ben Dunn in 1981. Ingram alleges that Scap was influential in identifying his kidnappers to the authorities. The attempted kidnapping of Galen Weston, a Canadian-born business tycoon, in 1983. Weston kept a estate outside Dublin where the kidnapping was supposed to take place. The kidnapping of supermarket boss Don Tidy from his home in Dublin. Ingram alleges that Scap tipped off the FRU on the details of the kidnapping, which eventually resulted in the killing of a trainee Gary Sheehan and an Irish Army soldier, Private Patrick Kelly. So, the information he provided to the British enabled them to defeat many plans of IRA. In fact, it is possible that his role probably convinced the IRA, who had become tired and weary, that they could not win the separatist war they were waging. Now let us trace the career of Stakeknife. His real name was Freddie Scappaticci, or Scap, as he was known. Here is a photo of him with Gerry Adams. Scap was born to an Italian family which came to Belfast in the 1940s. A bricklayer by trade, he was imprisoned without trial between 1971 and 1974. A few years later, he became a paid spy for the army, reportedly crossing over after being beaten up by the IRA following a row with a senior member. By the 1980s, he was operating at the heart of the IRA within its internal security unit, which was known as the so-called nutting squad because the informers it covered were shot in the head, that is the nut, and their bodies dumped after interrogations involving torture. So one British spy was preparing other British spies for execution. Aside from providing intelligence to the FRU, Scapp is alleged to have worked closely with his FRU handlers throughout the 1980s and 1990s to protect and promote his position within the IRA. The controversy that has arisen centers on Ingram's allegation that the FRU killed individuals who might have exposed Scappaticci as an informer. One thing is for sure, leading a double life at the heart of an IRA unit with a Gestapo-like hold over its rank and file must have required great cunning and extreme resilience. It is reported that in January 1988, Scappaticci sent a young boy up to the home of Anthony McKiernan, asking him to call by to see Scappaticci. The Scappaticcis and McKiernans were friends. Children from both families had sleepovers. That was the last McKiernan's wife and children saw of him, accused by Scappaticci's nutting squad of being a spy, something the family strongly denied. Some 24 hours later, he was shot in the head. Scappaticci's luck ran out in January 1990 after police agent Sandy Lynch was rescued from the clutches of IRA interrogators. The police thought Lynch was about to be shot after Scappaticci got him to confess. However, the British investigative officers or CID officers who did not know that Scappaticci was a spy found a thumbprint belonging to him in the house where Lynch had been held. Scapp then fled to Dublin. There, Scapp and his British handlers concocted an alibi. When arrested in October 1992, on his return, he told police he had been there doing TV repair work. The homeowner confirmed the story. He was released. However, by now, the IRA became suspicious and removed him from the security unit. With his access to IRA secrets gone, the British Intelligence Unit, FRU, formally stood him down as an agent in 1995. But it was not until 2003 that Scapp was outed by the media as the agent codenamed Stakeknife. He denied it and left Northern Ireland a year later, when the recording surfaced of him talking to journalists about senior Republicans, including Martin McGuinness. Of course, Stakekife also contributed significantly to building a picture of the IRA, an insight much valued by the intelligence services. He was so much valued that a special unit within British intelligence called FRU was created for handling him. Now the question is, how did he escape the same treatment at the hands of the IRA that he had helped mete out to others? Probably because the sight of his body dumped on the roadside would have provoked a slew of questions about those IRA leaders who appointed him in the first place to protect the IRA from spies like him, and who also ignored warnings from their more skeptical comrades that Scapp was not to be trusted. That did not stop the IRA in Belfast from putting Scapp in his place. After being sidelined, he agreed to help the staunchly Republican Braniff family clear the name of a brother, Anthony, who was shot as a spy in 1981. Anthony was eventually exonerated by the IRA. But when Scapp spoke up for Anthony at a private meeting of Republicans, to his embarrassment, the IRA's most senior man in Belfast, Sean Spike Murray, suddenly appeared and slapped him down. When Scapp was eventually outed as a Stakeknife by a former FRU operative in 2003, he was spirited to England, where MI5 told him the IRA knew he had been a spy. From 2003 until 2023, when he died, he was protected by the state. Because he was still living under witness protection, little information about his death was publicly revealed. In fact, it was illegal to write about him. And it was only announced after his burial had taken place. Prior to his death, it was illegal for any journalist even to inquire about him. Thank you very much. Hello. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please do so by clicking on the subscribe link below. Also write your comments in the comment section below. Spread the word. You can share this video with your friends by clicking on the share button below, and you can share it with WhatsApp, with Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and by sending email to your friends.